seconds to spare over his never-say-die teammate Grobler, but it was enough for the win and the resultant 25 points. Vos and Grobler celebrated a 7th consecutive Nissan win in 07, and Vos and Pitchford's margin assured him of the national crown. It was the closest finish ever in the history of the ABSA Off-Road Championship. Hutchison and Bergman took a 2-minute and 51-second victory home, with the Harpers losing out to Matthews and Smith by 5 minutes. It was all to drive for in one category and done and dusted in another, and all of it added to the excitement of the 8th and final event of the ABSA Off-Road season, the Ford Carnival City 400 in Brakpan. In the special vehicle class, the Motorrad team of Hutchison and Bergman were racing for the national crown, just a scant 5 points behind the father and son team of Nick and Ryan Harper in their Atlas Copco Bat, and the 05 champions certainly meant business right from the get-go. With Cox, the outgoing champion, and Ter Steege never shy to start off with all of the foot on the throttle. While the Atlas Copco teams of Berthold and Minute and the Harpers decided to pair up and ride together. Voriyawa and Rousseau were also closing the gap on the men ahead of them. Cronje and Birken were, despite a lot of mud on their Castrol Toyota, trying not to go too hard too early, and they had almost had a head-on too.
Yes, somebody must go right here. Go right. Go right.
Woolridge and Scholthammer had prepared the Ford with painstaking thoroughness and were reaping the benefits. They were up into second, with Karl-Heinz Silwart right on their exhaust pipes. Having climbed up the national championship, Vos was now also hunting the SP class national crown, but here he was slightly too eager.
Yeah, get him wrong.
Luckily, no serious damage, and they got the car back on its paws, and teammates Tollefson and Van Zyl were still there to fly the Japanese manufacturer's flag. And then the gentleman in Hannes Grobler also came out. The Resonics boys put together a fine drive and were piling on the pressure in Class D. Father and son Cliff and Louis Weichelt were also going well in Class D in their Bosel Toyota, with Ramon Besaidnout and Stefan Locke, despite a bent steering arm, heading for the designated service point, albeit rather gingerly over the rocks. After a disaster in the prologue, Bevan Berthold and Robin Houghton took their time penalties and were screaming up the batting order, but they had a lot of traffic to contend with ahead of them. In the mountains, it was best to take it easy and get the car out in one piece. This section had to be negotiated again in the afternoon, therefore it was best to spare the horses for the next time round. Fabio Tafani and Alan Deerling in their Toyota got through unscathed, but tyres here were a great worry, and some teams were already on a spare, or two. In Class E, Jack Peckham and Lucio Santoro were looking for a finish and then a podium, and they were protecting the Ford Ranger. Conversely, Thomas Rundle lost the Dunlop part of his car, but was sure that he would bounce back. Yanni Visser and Joks Leroux had to dodge the offending part, but they finished first in Class E. And then the moment that ended the Harpers National Crown Challenge. They went in too deep here, got stuck, and 20-odd minutes later, it was all over. They tried to get it unstuck, but that just did more damage. And this was the right line here. The Cries were again firmly in control, looking for win number 6, a truly great season by the father and son. Rutherford and Doubtfire were going well until this huge mistake, which which left the two racers nursing a broken arm and some serious bruises. Thompson and Blakey were having a storming run and were just outside the top 10 in the specials, all the way up from 19th, and happy to have escaped a similar fate.